Hello and welcome to our course on the history of the U.S.-Mexico border. I'm Brandon Morgan and I am the professor for this course. You may have already seen my videos elsewhere, met me that way. In this video, what I want to do is just give you a quick tour of the course to let you know how I've organized things, where you can find pertinent information, and so on. Let me also apologize that it's taken me a little longer than I had meant to get this posted. So here is our class as it looks when you first log into it in Canvas. As you can see, I'm using the student view, so I'm hoping this is what you see when you log in. On the front page, this is what you'll see every time. I'm going to change the link that is associated with the photograph on the front page each week, so that when you click there, it will take you to the most current module that we're working on. Do note that I have to do that manually, so sometimes I forget momentarily, or it takes me half a day or a day to make that change. I don't mean to do that, it just happens, so that's just to let you know how that works. Please do check out my contact information down here. I'll regularly have office hours on Tuesdays, although I try to make myself as available as possible, so if you would like to have a video conference at a time that is not Tuesday from 9 to 11 a.m. Mountain Time, let me know and we can figure out something else. Scrolling back up, please do regularly check the announcements. I often communicate with everyone in the class via the announcement section. Also, do check out the contact information and my introduction page. I also posted an intro video to the discussion board, the intro discussions. But here, along with a couple of photos and telling you a little more about myself that way, if you scroll down, you can see what I am willing to do, or what my plan is in terms of my policy for getting back to you, for turning around assignments and all of that. And then you can also read the late policy and how the course is structured, as well as some netiquette guidelines. So that is all to say that part is not unimportant. Going back to the home page, if you just click the image to get into the course, you'll be right where you need to be for each module each week. To access the syllabus, of course, click the syllabus tab. There is the Google Docs version there, and also a static PDF version of the syllabus that's better for printing. You don't have to download it to print it. There are also instructions for each of the different assignment types that we'll be doing. Those are explained in the first module and as we go throughout the course. You'll also be able to see all of the due dates for different assignments listed there. So that's all in the syllabus section. These others, discussions and assignments, those are there for you if you are working in a module, you go away to do your reading, and you come back to the course. You don't want to have to click through the module because all I want to do is get to the discussion. You can click into the discussions and go straight to the one that you're working on. Similarly for your blog assignments, if you are ready to post the URL to your blog, you don't want to go through the learning module, you can get there through the assignment section. Grades, of course, that's where you can keep tabs on the work that you've done. That's where I'll give you scoring feedback on your work, so please do check that. Please note that even though Canvas allows us to have a conversation about the grades in the grades section, it doesn't alert me when you respond to me there. So if I give you grading feedback and then you respond to me, I don't know that you've responded. I get no alert in any way, shape, or form until I actually go and look for that. So if you've said something back and you would like a response from me there, please also send me an email just so that I'm sure to see it and get back to you. These others, list of the folks in our class, chat, you can use, I'll chat with you whenever I happen to also be on, if that's something you'd like to do. Note, I didn't point it out, but I do accept text messages at the number that I provided to you. You can call me, you can email me, and so on. Last but not least, click on modules. So if I haven't updated that front page, or you want to jump ahead because you've already worked on this week's module 1, and you're ready to go on to module 2.1, you can click modules and go straight there. Let me go back to home just to show you how I've designed things to work. If you go this way, though, you click on the photograph, and you will be led to the module that we're currently working on, which, of course, right now is module 1. Every time there'll be an introduction and objectives here. So you'll kind of get a sense of what we are meant to accomplish in that module. An introduction, this one is to the class, but an introduction to what we'll be reading and studying during that week's work. And then this one's a little different than the rest because this gives you a link to the syllabus and to all of the different assignments that we'll be doing over the course of the semester. I do try to include video tutorials for things like Twitter and WordPress. As I mentioned, you can use a different blogging platform if you already have one. I just included that in case you need to make one. Let's see. So this is your personal introduction on the discussion board, the assignment that you'll be doing in the first module on Twitter. And then each of these modules contains what is called a self-assessment and looking ahead. So essentially, this just gives you the checklist back of everything above that you needed to have completed for that week's work. That's just to help you make sure that you did it all. Then, if you work through these modules, there's always this button here at the bottom that says Next. Click there, and you will go to the next module, the next week's work. These are more typical of what you'll see. We'll be focusing on certain readings, and so you'll have an introduction list of the readings. After module 2, we'll be focusing on a certain book each 2 weeks. I always give you some multimedia kinds of sources to complement what we're reading. You'll be reminded to complete the reading tweets, your discussion or blog, depending on which module you're working in, and then, as promised, the self-assessment and looking ahead. So again, that's just your way of checking to make sure that you've done everything that you needed to have done. All right, and you can click through and continue. So right now, I have polished and completed all of the different assignments for the entire semester. So those are open. As I mentioned in the syllabus, you are free to work ahead, although you do need to make sure that you go back and respond as appropriate in discussions and so on if you've moved ahead and are waiting for others to post questions or things like that. So that's, again, why you have so many different ways through the class and into the class. Hopefully that all makes sense. I'm just scrolling around there. As I was getting to right now, the first 5 modules are complete and open. So that's through the first part of, I'll have to fix the date on that one, but it's through the first week of March. And so I'll open the rest as I revise those and make sure that everything is up to date, and we'll go from there. So hopefully that's somewhat helpful. Please ask questions whenever you have them. I'm always happy to help, and I'm looking forward to a great semester.